Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this special Mother's Day edition of the Weekend Hangout Sesh. I'm going to have the usual guest, Tiffany Buddha, joining in a few minutes. She's getting herself ready. Meanwhile, just want to tell my audience happy Mother's Day to all y'all's moms out there. You know what I'm saying? Includes the ones that don't have kids. Yeah. Yeah. Give Tiffany Boot a few seconds to show up. I wonder what happened in the background. But yeah, before my guest shows up, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to my newest subscribers. I should have prepared myself with this. And yeah, in the background, you know what I'm saying, here's some whack rap music. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to my new subscribers, and I have over 26,605 subscribers. Thank all of y'all. Hopefully I'll have 30,000 within the next couple of months. I want to grind to that goal. I'm trying to get that silver play button, but it's so rough right now for especially in this era of YouTube where it's mostly like live streams and shorts and not the content we used to make back 10 years ago. But yeah, here is Tiffany Buddha joining in. But I want to give a shout out to my subscribers first. My new subscribers, Nina Nelson, Elegente GSM Productions, and Angelic Savant. Oh, be how not staff this way. What's happening, Brittany? Tiffany?
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I mean, it is your day, so I mean, how was it like being a mother?
Oh my God. I feel like if I were to answer that question like radically honestly, like I'm trying to practice that, like I don't know, the CIA is gonna come in here and like take me to Guantanamo because I think it's like such a secret how hard it is to be a mom. I mean, it's the most wonderful experience, and he is my wish come true. But it's a hard job. It's a hard job. I shouldn't call it a job. I I do call it a project, which is I don't know if that's. I'm like, I don't know if I don't know what I was thinking when I took on this project. I was thinking about all the love. I was thinking
I
about
mean,
love.
it's your platform today. I mean, I'm not a mom. I mean, you are. I mean, I took care of my. I bought my mom some flowers today, and walked her dogs. Did her a few favors, but otherwise, it is your day. I'm just here to listen.
I appreciate that. I'm a new mom, like I'm new to the game. It's like he's 2. He just turned 2. So it's funny. It's I'm not used to people wishing me happy Mother's Day, like it's um and being a mother, in fact it's actually hard for me to hear. Like my mom, she's really sweet. She told me happy Mother's Day. She's like, you're a good mom. And it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear that for some reason. It's really psychologically it's weird, and I can see how it I've told a lot of friends of mine, you're a good mom, over the year, and they've had a hard, and that's funny. Now I get it. Now I get it. I'm like, why is it so hard for you to hear and see how you're a good mom? And I think it's because it's one of those like projects where you just never really no, the only way that okay, it's kind of like in Jurassic Park when the dude is like up in the helicopter and he's like, how are my animals doing? And she's like, well, the park is blah blah blah, and he's like, no, are they happy? Are the animals happy? And she's like, honestly, like that's the only way that I know that my kid's doing well is that he seems happier than upset.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a toddler, and so he hasn't done this as much really recently, but he was waking up just screaming, right? Which you have to understand that Levi, my kid, he has a 4 bed that's open. So he has the freedom. He's not trapped. He has the freedom at any time to get out of his bed and play with any of his toys at any time. So he's upset. He's upset because when he opens his sweet little eyes, I'm not the first person he sees, right? And so he's like, ugh, and you know what? And I'm like, wow, now I know what I was like in all those codependent relationships I was in. Like I was like, please sleep over, and they're like, why? Like, why do you need me to sleep over? And I'm like, because I want to see you, and I open my eyes, And but it's funny how love, right? And it's kind of beautiful to see, like, because he's so unfiltered. Like kids are just, they're
Yeah,
like,
it must be. Yeah. But I bet your sleep cycle was messed up by the baby waking you up early in the morning, huh?
oh, when he had no routine until I got a job, until I put him in daycare. And the first week it was hard for, they were like, it was hard, but then he was fine. But no, honestly, I got to kind of raise him in a very unique way. I kind of got to raise him kind of like the way like people raise their kids more in like Korea or Japan. Like, because I was with him for 16 months and I lived with him in the same room and we slept in the same bed and everything. Yeah, like for 16 months. I got to spend, I think I only had like 6 hours away from him because I had a lot of support, but I really didn't have anyone else to watch him. Right. And I also struggled, I had, everyone said, put him into daycare part-time. Just so, and I don't know, you don't know what's right. I mean, the one thing I knew I wanted to do was spend the first 40 days of his life. Like, okay, so there's this, some cultures in like India, and Waldorf is like, a particular way. There's all these different ways you can raise your kid, right? So it's actually this like old school thing to do. And in countries like India and Korea and like Japan and China and Africa, they actually encourage you for the mommy and the baby to not have to leave a room for 40 days. It's like a very magical time because the baby's eyes aren't even like open. And you try to, I followed all this stuff. I try to give Levi the most, like, you try to keep them in the dreamiest state possible. So everything is just quiet and dreamy. And of course I'm freaking out though. I'm like, like, but, so it wasn't that dreamy, but he cried a lot. And, I actually couldn't get him to breastfeed for 2 months. Literally, this is actually where I've learned a lot about other people. I had all these plans. I had a crib. He hated the crib, right? No, I had mobiles. He hated the mobiles. I had like a jolly jumper shit. He hated the jolly jumper shit. Like everything. He really taught me about being adaptable and like not having plans for someone else. Like being a shepherd more than um they say whatever. There's like two different ways you can like be a parent. You can either be a shepherd or like an orchestrator or something, or like or a planner or whatever. Like, and so or designer, engineer. Some people think they engineer their kids. They think, oh, like, and maybe they do. I don't. I mean, they're like, oh, if I give them this education, I raise them this way, and then I'm gonna make him be like, or her be like this person. But like, I'm more like hands off. I'm more allow Levi to kind of show me what he likes, and if it's like safe, I try to. And he's pretty cool. He cleans. He's been cleaning and stuff. Like, I don't know, he's a pretty chill little dude. That's what they actually say. And it's actually funny because I'm raising him very differently than I was raised, very differently. And I have a lot of pressure actually from people to say, like, you need to contain him and stuff. And I don't know, but he seems very self-contained. And that's what they say. They say that, depending on the kid, but generally speaking, um, like, if they're responding when they cry. I know that sounds really But this whole like, it's called, I wrote it down, awareness parenting. So I'm trying to do this like awareness parenting, and it's really like, it's really funny. It's like you validate their feelings and all this stuff. So like, of course, like, and my mom's like, why do you think he cries? And I'm like, because he's got feelings, but like, because
Mhm.
like my mom was very much like, if you express any feelings while we're in public, we're just leaving, right? And actually I had to do that once with him. Like recently we were like running around and like he was just started screaming for a long time. And I'm like, that's it. We're going home because you're tired. But like, I don't make but like now what parents are doing is if you have a tantrum, you sit down with them and you're like, oh, you're having some big feelings right now. Okay. And like, where is it? Is it in your head? Is anger? Is it in your gut? Oh, it's anxiety. Oh, is it
Yeah,
in your mind?
yeah. So you're the type of parent that's more of a friend rather than an authority figure.
Oh, I'm authority. No, I tell them I'm in charge. It's a dictatorship until you're 12.
Mm.
And then we can renegotiate into a republic. I tell them though, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I've been tasked with one job, and that's to make sure that you survive.
Mhm.
Like, until like legally, okay, fine. When you're 18, I don't really legally have to make sure you survive, but I'm probably going to have to make sure you survive still. You're probably still going to be coming to me, maybe I'm expecting this dude to live with me till he's like 25 or 35. He's Generation Alpha, right? Like, it just seems like people are living with their parents longer and longer. And I had him at 43. And I feel like I'm going to be lucky to have 40 years with him.
Oh
And
wow,
I think
yeah, you had him at 43, over your 40s. That's not that common.
naturally too, like, mistake, like he's a blessing. He's like right, like he like like that cost people like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like I honestly, like I was work because I didn't freeze my eggs, and I had looked into like sperm. Like, don't like it's expensive. It's really fucking expensive. It's like $2,000 or $3,000 for like washed sperm versus okay, like seriously, like this is like crazy shit. Like, do I want unwashed or washed sperm? Like, and then like the yeah, I was like, I had just said to my friends like the week before I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I guess maybe this isn't gonna happen for me, and that's okay, you know. And
Mhm.
that's always what I tell people. I have a punk ass spirit guide system. Like, I don't know, I have some real punk ass like guardian angels, because every time I like finally do that thing where you give up and you release and you let go, which is apparently like the key to all of manifest fucking station. Like, but I'm very like rigid, and I held on to that dream about having a baby for a long time. I did.
Mhm.
And I tell Levi almost every night, he's my wish come true. Everything about him is a wish come true. Even all your big feelings, all your tantrums, all the times we get along or we do.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me talk about him. It's like not often that I get to talk about my favorite subject. Like, it's not often you get to talk about like a dream come true.
Well,
And
it is your day. It is a day for the moms out there.
you know, um, he's made my life better in every way. I'm really hoping in a few months that maybe to take him to Thailand,
Oh wow,
because
wow,
you
7 months is
traveled,
pretty
right?
early.
What do you think about Thailand? Have you been there? You've been all over. You've been to like
No,
Jamaica.
I haven't been to Southeast Asia. I might go there later this year.
We should talk
But
then.
enough about me. Let's talk about you. This my,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Not going to. I'll talk about.
I just feel like it's all about me, and I appreciate that, because like it's it's nice to like have an opportunity to tell my stories, and this whole experience of having him. They say that children trigger you, and they continually trigger you in the areas where you had trauma. And as you know, I just ended actually a whole hero's journey that I took under the guidance of a coach, and I ended out the other side of the portal. And I've actually been pushed by neighbors and friends like you and other people. A lot of people are saying to start this podcast, and it's all kind of coming together about what it's going to be about. And people want assignments, which is really funny. So that's what they want. They want me to give them assignments. They want it. They want me to answer their questions. So I'll figure that out. But I appreciate you because you kind of helped me, like you kind of came to me in the middle of my hero's journey, and you've come to me before, like over the years, and but I was in the middle of this, and I was like, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
I just look to find interesting guests who have an interesting story to tell.
Yeah, no, and you're so cool because you're so like patient. You're so easy to open up to, and that's a gift. That's a gift. And it's funny because I see that with my kid. See, so that's the thing is my kid helps me see like his really because he helps me see what my gifts are because I get to have this person that I just get to reflect back to all the time. And they say you like only really learn about yourself in a relationship, and you only really heal in a relationship. And I feel like even though I've been in therapy for like 10 years, I've done more healing and like since having this kid. And I have like a friend who's like she like went off from being a CEO to like being like a plant medicine herbalist who like opened her own nonprofit and all this stuff. And she had warned me about this. She's like, when you have a lot of people when they have kids, it heals them in many ways. But I was thinking more of the body, and I always knew I had like a nervous system problem, but I never really put everything together. And it's kind of amazing. Like there's nothing like having this experience of having like you really feel like you are like in that movie Alien, like you have this thing inside you and it's like moving and growing and I got to watch it a lot. Like it was like my mom's like, I've never seen this kind of shit because of like the technology of it. And I was so old. And so they just like let me go like I got to watch him from week 8. I got to watch him grow and like into a baby. Like, and it was really amazing to see how responsive he was. It kind of changed a lot of my ideas about what life is because like it was really weird to see that like he definitely was responding to the outside world at week 12. I mean, that's just bizarre to me. I don't know. To think it has like a consciousness. Like I don't know, he had like Levi had a consciousness. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you had to carry him for 9 months.
Yeah, it was can I tell you I surprisingly really enjoyed that pregnancy. Like I had been pregnant once before and I lost that baby, but that pregnancy a long time ago was I was nauseous all the time. I just I was pregnant. I had morning sickness. I did not have morning sickness once with Levi.
Oh wow!
And my breast swelled to like quadruple D, and I gained like 80 pounds, and my boobs were so big. They were no, they were size GHs. They were
Oh
so
man!
big. That was one reason why he couldn't latch on my boobs when he was born because they were like the woman came in the lactation specialist. She's like, yeah, there's no way this kid can latch on that. They're like water balloons, like they're like firm water balloons. They were just like so huge, and
Big
it
old
didn't matter
bitty.
that I was so big. I had like
Big old
every time I
bitty.
go to the grocery store, I would have like 3 security guards like following me to my car, and like they always wanted to carry my groceries because I was so full of love. I loved myself and I loved life and I just loved this like I was in that in between state of just like of where I was expecting and I was expecting love and I was in a state of love. And it was amazing actually to see how much love was reflected back to me, how people were so loving to me during my whole pregnancy. Like I said, like people were just insisting constantly to show up for me in all sorts of different ways and tell me how beautiful I was and things like that. And the weirdest thing is when you have a baby that random strangers just come up to you and they just say congratulations. Like you're like the Handmaid's Tale, like they're just like it's not often like I can't think of any other time in my life when I'm just walking around in public being who I am, just being existing. And someone says like congratulations for being you. And it's really cool. Like, yeah. That was kind of the whole result, honestly, of my whole hero's journey. So why can't I just be me in this world? And so thank you, Levi, for helping me realize this. Like seriously, and You know, I'm just gonna encourage this dude to be himself, and you know, I like tried to write down some things for you because I know I can. But if you're, you know, I just think the funniest thing, honestly, is just watching these kids' movies and being like an older parent and like being
Mm-hmm.
kind of somebody, as you know, like I'm an overthinker, and there's like this all this like political correctness going on, but yet in children's movies, they're still very not politically correct. Like the moral decisions that are made. So like did, like you know, I just find that really funny. You know, like we were watching like today, like Over the Hedge, and like
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was like really funny, like RJ the bear, like 'cause the whole plot is all about RJ the bear getting pissed off because like the raccoon like fucks up his blue cooler, and I love how like RJ's like, I said I'm gonna kill you now, and like I'm just like, what kind of like third world like Eastern like European country is this for like he can't just file a small claim? I'm like just so you know, Levi, this is like that's a really extreme like reaction, you know, like for him to just be like, I'm gonna kill you over my cooler. I was like chill out, RJ, you know. But like
Mm-hmm.
it's just funny to see this stuff. Like you're just like, and I try to, you know, I don't. Sometimes I wonder if I should just be quiet, like try to like tell Levi, like by the way, you know, RJ needs to chill out. But that's kind of, you know, and I've been exposing him a lot to music, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. He really loves EDM music. So I
Have,
try to.
have you heard the new They Not Like Us, new Kendrick Drake rap battle?
Wait, what? What did I miss?
Oh, I was just talking about it was a hot thing. The Kendrick Drake rap battle. Pretty much, they've been trading. They've had a beef for the last week or so. They've been trading diss tracks.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you wasn't paying attention, huh?
I've been in my own world last week.
Ah,
I
okay.
see. I need good friends like you. Keep me
Like anywhere you go in LA,
relevant.
you can hear it. Like I was out in I was out in Fairfax area, so I heard it. They're not like us everywhere. Where Farmers Market and the Grove is, yep, I heard it.
Okay, I'm gonna. Ugh, okay. See, I'm so not relevant.
Yeah, you're in your own world, huh?
I
Guys.
I I want to get the f out of here, you know. But
All right,
um,
back to being a parent. I mean, that was a distraction.
no, that was good. That was good. I just like that's exactly what happens. You like go into your own world. Like that's what I've been doing. Like I've been. You know what? I've been really spending more time this week just being present like with him
Hmm.
a lot more. And like doing and he like I said, he's been really into EDM. And I know I mentioned before I write music and I've been writing music since I was young. And like I've always been told that my music is like video game music. But it's basically EDM music. So basically the whole result of my whole thing was that I write EDM music and my kid loves EDM music and like so I've been like jamming out to EDM music and my best friend actually just got asked to do Lightning in a Bottle and I like realized, you know what, I'm really just gonna have fun playing my EDM music and I put like a thing up on YouTube and I put it up
Hmm.
on Instagram and it's all because of Levi, all because Levi he he's like every day he's like, Mom, I want to watch Daft Punk Technologic. I'm like, oh, I don't want
Oh,
to.
we already know what Daft Punk is 200
Oh,
years old. Oh,
he loves the live Lollapaloozas. He loves the live EDM concerts. You know, he loves live concerts. He loves live music. So well, I play a lot of instruments. So see, I have my
what's that?
that's my mommy thing. So we put
Mhm.
on a concert and mommy pretends like she's one of the musicians jamming along
Mm.
and that is the magical thing about not just him but all children. I notice is like they're so, I'm sure you notice this because you're an uncle, they're
Mhm.
just like so in the moment. They're so like in the moment and like it's funny, it's like they say kids start lying, in fact, right as they start to learn to talk.
Mhm.
It's funny, like so, like it is.
Oh, it's going detailed.
Yeah, like but like so I'm like kind of feel like I'm in this really amazing time where it's pre-verbal,
Mhm.
where he almost can't lie to me. he can't lie to me with his words. You know, he can't distract me with his words. I can tell if he's upset or if he's into something. And it's really fun to like get into what he's into. You know, I have to admit, like it's really fun to like I wasn't really, I'll be honest, I didn't really think I was into EDM music. Now I realize I actually really love EDM music. Like Claptone, man, I'm into it. Um, like I can't wait till he's like of age, like where I can take him to like Tomorrowland in Mexico or something. Like, you know, I think that'd be fun. Yeah. You know, like I think it'd be fun. And that's the thing about, I will say, I'm a little bit curious what will happen though as I start dating, you know, again because he's um I'm curious. No, I'm very curious, you know.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying, might have to pay for babysitter. You know.
Yeah, I was going to say like you know, I know it's kind of funny. You know, it's funny because I feel like having a kid, it does like encourage me to make really wise choices. You know, like before I'd been like, let's just go on Tinder, you know, but like now I'm like, oh, I really want to be conscious about stuff. I go on a proper date or some shit like that, you know, and it's kind of I get a babysitter and
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. So yeah, you're talking to me about you're talking to a really new mom in the middle of the, you know, kind of so probably maybe next year if we talk on Mother's Day, I bet you know, it's gonna be interesting, you know. But you know, it's been a week, I will say, the last few weeks. So he turned 2 on the 29th of April, and he officially entered his terrible twos.
Oh, he's finally at the age where he's ready to walk.
Oh, you know, he's running,
Oh,
climbing.
he's already run. Oh, snap.
He's yeah, and he wears like size 4T, so he's really tall. And they put him in the daycare. They put him in the toddler area 6 weeks early.
Oh, wow.
Because he's good with the cup and stuff like that. But he's a baby. He's a huge baby, right? And
Oh,
he
sorry, Tiff. We're gonna wrap the stream up in a few minutes. I'm about to smoke some more.
yeah, and that's why mommy's tired because like I so
Hang on.
thanks for listening to me tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's your day. I mean, you have a story to tell, and I'm a good listener.
I guess.
Most of the time.
Honestly, I am so over my own stories. I cannot wait to start this podcast. I mean, thank you for listening to me. It's fun to tell. It's fun to be able to tell a story. You know, that's what I liked about stand up. Right, it's a way to tell stories. So thank you. And then,
Hey, who
but
knows?
looking forward, yeah, to the podcast.
You might
So
be
I'll
inspired to just stand up and tell jokes about your kid. Tell jokes about the 9 months she was pregnant. Tell jokes about how long he keeps you up at night and the whole parenting thing, staying 40 hours with your kid.
Yeah, I will say like I knew that I was going to a weird place when I was googling can can your infant kick your anus? Because there were these times where he started kicking me and I was like he's fucking kicking like how can something I was like how is he kicking like the back of my anus? So yeah, I have a lot of respect for everyone that's a mom, my own mom included, and who I continue to give a hard time to. And I know like what I'm going to be given a hard time my whole life, and I know what I've signed up for. But I love you and thank you for listening to me, and hopefully you'll come on my podcast
Yeah,
and
just invite me on one of these days in the future. All right.
thanks, John.
Yeah. It was good having you, Tiffany, and have a good weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining my weekly live stream, and yeah, want to have another cool and awesome guest next week. I mean, last week I didn't really have a guest; it was just me talking for 10 minutes, but it was cool for you to join me on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, Tiffany.
And everybody, thanks for joining. Thanks, John.
Peace out.
Bye.